watermelon tourmaline. There are some imitations out there. I wouldn't say that this is like a huge problem, but I'm seeing a little bit more all the time. So they are mostly faceted glass, so they're pretty easy to spot because of that. They'll be very, very uniform in appearance. They don't have all those little fissures and fractures and inclusions that we would expect to see in a natural stone. When we look at this watermelon tourmaline, we can see a lot of things going on with it. What you can see is where the green zoning goes into the pink zoning, there's often like that little bit of an area where they sort of blend together. In a lot of the fakes, it's going to be a really, really stark line. And so let's look at this. These are just cut glass. I mean, they're just cut glass and they look like cut glass, right? They're perfectly flawless, no fissures, no fractures, nothing. I mean, we can see the striations, we can see all the little internal stuff in these that make them look very different. And I want to share, this is the most common fake. And so this is a little bit more realistic picture, I think, than the one I just showed. But these are just glass. And so you can see how uniform they are. They're almost perfect where they're, the green and pink kind of stop at the same exact point. On all of these, they're perfectly flawless, nothing inside. Whereas if we had faceted watermelon tourmaline, it's going to look a little bit different. So it also probably not going to be $25. I'm just guessing. It's not that you can't have stones that look like this. These are either really, really tiny, like little crumbs, like literally little crumbs, or they're not real. You can have really nice watermelon tourmaline, but usually you're going to see something. And for most of us buying stones, we're not buying like gem grade stuff. We're buying stuff that looks a little bit more like this, even if it's in jewelry or beads. And even this is not inexpensive. But see how these still all have, little fissures, little fractures, little imperfections. That's what we would be looking for when we're looking for tourmaline. So again, pretty darn expensive, and this is a very nice gem. So if we zoom in, it does have a pretty clear-cut line in this bicolor piece. I consider a watermelon to be truly like a watermelon, a green ring around the outside and pink in the center. This I would call more just a bicolor tourmaline, which I think is more correct. So there's not like a lot of blending between the two colors. It's a pretty crisp line, but you can see a little bit, right? Just like in this region right here, there's a little bit of bleed over between those two colors, and you can see all those little characteristics inside of this stone, right? That make you go, yeah, that's a real stone. So here's another one. Look how clear this is. It does have a beautiful color gradation. It does have that blending zone though. And look inside, even though this is very clear, it's not perfect. It has all those little characteristics inside that you can tell that's a natural stone. Also, there's it on the end of tweezers. So we're looking at a pretty small stone here. And even that big old price tag. So those are the things to sort of look for when it comes to the watermelon tourmaline. Here is the resources. Thank you for being here. Take this knowledge, pass it on, share it with others you know so that we can get the word out about these fake crystals. And until I see you again, many crystal blessings. Good night.